Neighbor was telling me a couple people got killed out here last week, right out here. A car came flying through here and just mowed them down, killed them both, and they let this guy go by. And I guess they took the guy away in cuffs. I didn't hear anything about that until today. I guess happened last week, but a lot of the stuff like that happens and you don't hear about it. You know, they don't. Oh, tough guy coming through. Tough guy coming through. The a lot of stuff doesn't get in the news because they like to maintain their tourism kind of you know what I'm saying. That's almost a facade, and I'm like, no, that's not a facade. It's yeah, words. You hear a lot about in the media or just any kind of media about body positivity, and I mean, for years you've always heard about loving yourself and loving your body and treating your body right, healthy at any size or whatever, or yeah, you hear a lot about this shit. They're always telling you this. Whenever I get when I'm hearing a message all the time about or telling you anything, and you hear it a lot, you kind of have to think about what they're trying to tell you. Why are you hearing this all the time? You know, you have to look at things like that. I'm not saying there's something nefarious here, but the other day I was mentioning the definition of insanity meme that you've probably heard a million times. The definition of insanity is trying the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. That's insanity. You know, sounds like the scientific method to me. You know, they got their reasons for why they want to hammer the stuff in your head. But what I would say, as far as the body thing goes, is anyone at any point in their spiritual awakening or new understanding, or maybe long-time understanding, excuse me, is to stop looking at your body as you. Because, I mean, you're not your body. Stop attaching things like self-worth, health, because it's not just about, you know, whether you're trying to evade cancer or something. It's about, well, I'll tell you what it's not about. It's always easier to explain what things are not, and that happens a lot to me here, where like I don't have the answer for what exactly it is, but I know what it isn't. But anyway, you gotta look at your body like a car that you need for a job, because it's basically what it is. Don't fall in love with your body. Don't worry about loving your body. You have to respect it, of course, to a certain degree, or as you know, you need it for the job, and without it, you know, you can't work. So it's super important. But in a life or death situation, it's not. It's, you know, it's just a transmitter from where you are to be able to have an experience here. It's a I don't want to say a tool, but I mean, I'm a tool, but look at it like a car, like a car. It doesn't even have to be a super nice one, you know, that you need, and try to take care of it on a level so that you can, you know, maintain it. It's so that it still runs, so that you can get to your job that you need to have. And stop loving it. You know, it's always like, love your body, love yourself. But no. Don't. Love's, there's other things that you could love. Because it's only here so you can experience what's happening in this test situation, or what was once a test. I don't know if I'd qualify it as a test anymore. I'd say it's more like a torture chamber. Because the opposing force understands how these buttons and levers work much more than we do. And I'm sure by now they have the whole thing mapped out as good as they can, as far as having your number, meaning knowing your frequency, your radio station. They have all that, okay? So if they can do something to affect you, and the reason they would affect you is to try to keep you in a lower vibrational state, in a lower vibrational state, depressed, scared. Fear is a big driver, as you see if you turn on any kind of news media. It's just fear. Now there's a myriad of reasons why they want to keep you in that low emotional state. I mean, it's, first of all, it's much easier to control someone, because what happens is when you're in a fear state, your reasoning adjusts and you can't think abstractly as well. Your emotions will override your logic. I told a story about how we got a nuclear missile warning here a couple of years ago. We got the emergency thing on the phone saying like, take shelter, ballistic missile incoming, this is not a drill, you know. Now, were I able to just reason normally and use my brain, I would conclude that there was no way that that's happening. It just wouldn't make sense. Why would a nation do that? In this instance, North Korea, I think, is what people would assume. Why would they do that? You know, for what reason? They'd be annihilated back. They really wouldn't be, though. So, and the thing is, it's like that whole nuclear thing isn't even a real thing. That in itself is used as a fear device. But I'm not thinking of that because when I got the text message, and like everyone here did, I tell my wife, and we're like, all right, well, I guess that's it. We were pretty cool about it. We were pretty chill. She got on the phone to talk to her parents, and the funniest part is, like, we went into the bathroom, both of us, as like subconsciously we just went in there as like a shelter, as if that wooden door, that hollow wooden door, the strongest part of that hollow wooden door are all the David Bowie pinups on the other side, that because I used a lot of tape to keep them there. That's probably where the strength of that thing is. But yeah, so we go in there. She calls her parents, and I call a friend who's kind of up on things, and he told me, yeah, there's nothing happening wherever he was. He was like, yeah, it's just a normal day. There's no movement here. There's no drill here. No one's doing anything. But still, in my mind, I'm in not panic mode, but emotionally, the emotions are overriding my ability to think abstractly or to logically think about the situation. If I had, I would start to all the reasons why this is not a possible thing that could be happening would come into my mind. So when you have you're emotionally charged about something, it drowns out your reason. So when you're being bombarded with fear all the time, and fear news and fear messages, it clouds your reasoning, and you make dumb decisions, and you do dumb things. So that's so it behooves them to keep us in that state. It's the ideal state for them. They'll take depression, they'll take anger, all that other lower vibrational stuff. But the fear is the one that absolutely works the best. And it works in all other kinds of ways. It's the best one in all these other kinds of really sick ways. So how the fuck did I get to here? I was talking about how you shouldn't love your body because basically it's not you. You're not your body. Maybe I'll find out where I was going there conversationally and we'll circle back, but if not, here we go. You're not your body. You are, or this thing that you're in. And that's why before I say human being or human, I always like, that's what they say. They tell us what we are, but we are not a human being. We are not this body. We are not any of that. We are energy. Okay, but we are here, and we're not in these bodies as much as I believe anyway that we're broadcasting more to these bodies because we couldn't be in here. We're somewhere else broadcasting to here because what we are is much larger, and I don't think could be contained by whatever this thing is that we're in here, this test zone, you know. We're too much for it. So what of us is here is just the energy it takes to broadcast here so that we could animate these bodies and have experiences in this former test area, which has now become a torture chamber. Oh yeah, I got it. The torture chamber thing is, if we can agree on some level, and I think we would be able to do that, that everything everything they know about us, they have an ability to fuck with us because they have our radio station, you know. So if they could, it's like the fucking Batman thing. If there's a 1% chance, you have to take it as an absolute certainty. Which, I don't know, people laughed at that when that came out, and I was like, that's fucking bad. That's good for some situations. It's true. You know, I mean, there's a pit bull running up the street with blood on its jaws. Maybe he's a good one, but if there's a 1% chance he's not a good one, then we have to look at him like he's a complete threat and get the fuck out of here. It's a shitty analogy, but I think you know what I'm saying. So, they want you to remain in that fear state. And staying there is like I said, the most efficient way to control you. Now, yeah, what the fuck was I doing there? I just had I had two other things I wanted to put in there. And I just had a collision in my own head, which is kind of different from, I did that the other day too, where I started off trying to say two things at once, and I ended up having a collision. I just had one in my mind. So yeah, the body, you can't love it. It's just a thing you have. It's a antenna here, so that you can send in. I don't even know if it's part of our real body, this energy that we're sending here, or it's just like a signal. I don't know. I haven't really gotten far enough into that to figure that out. But if we can agree they can manipulate these frequencies in order to stress us or keep us in this fear state, then they would have these levers cranked on 10 the whole time for maximum torture. That's why I say this place is a torture chamber. I've gone into it in more detail in another video, but I don't know how you could ever find things on my channel. It's such a fucking mess. But yeah, start, if you can, to see yourself separate from your body and understand that this little sliver of you that's here, that's what you are. You're not this thing that you're in. In fact, instead of using the term human beings, I'm starting to trying to think of other things like a sliver of divinity, or divinity sliver, or energy sliver. I don't know. Something to use instead of human being. Because once you use their words, then you're in their game. You know what I mean? Like if you agree that you are a human being, then there are laws that talk about human beings already have you entrapped. It's, I forget what that word is called, that paradigm, but it's like, you know, the argument, is the moon made of cheese or is it made of rock? You don't want to enter into that argument, because what you're automatically agreeing to is that the moon is something solid, when you don't know that. So it's like one of those type of things. There's a name for it, but like I can't remember. But yeah, I just popped out to talk about the body, and that to do yourself a favor and try to start to separate yourself from the idea that you are your body. You can't be harmed here at all. What you are can't be harmed. The body can, you know, the avatar can, but you can't. You got, it's so, what you are, what the energy you are is so much more important than this thing. This thing is just for here. So don't love it. You know, you can understand its importance, and know that you need to have it while you're here, but loving it is just weird. And it's a matter thing. Like, you shouldn't love matter made up of atoms, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons, 6 protons. Wow, isn't that a coincidence, right? The makeup of an atom. Yeah, I think I got that idea out. It's like a 5-minute idea, and I got, how long have I been taking to do? Oh, almost 20 minutes. That's actually not too bad for me. Don't blame the teacher, blame the school.